Abraham just believed what God had said. The Bible says he staggered not at the promise. You know why? Because God has told him something that, look, you will be the father of many nations. I will bless thy seed. But you see, for Abraham, let me tell you something. That is why the song you sang, that Abraham's blessings are mine. That blessing, that blessing was not money. You know why I know it was not money? Let me tell you. Let's go to Genesis. Let's look at it. So I will let you know that this blessing is not money. All right, Genesis chapter 13, verse 2. Let me show you about Abraham. He was still Abraham that time. He was not yet Abraham. Even though God had blessed him, God had called him. God had told him some of the promises, but he has not even met Melchizedek, who blessed him. The Bible says Abraham was very rich. Did you see that? He was very rich. In how many things? What are the riches of Abraham as at that time? In cattle, in silver, and in gold. So the blessing God was to bless Abraham, thereafter is not about money. So when you say Abraham's blessings are mine, what people really point their attention to in today, is money, money, money. Eminima, Koko Jerry, Sagbara, Oluwa, Emini number one, Iwani number two. Those songs are ungodly songs. They are not songs of Zion. They are not songs that we should sing as a church, as a believer. You know why? I must not always be the first. No, you can also be the first. Because what they are actually talking about, Jerry, Sagbara, Oluwa, and what they are talking about is all about building a house, buying cars, getting married, being the best and the best and the best. It must not always be you. In fact, that is not the mind of Christ. The mind of Christ is that we should prefer one to another. All right. So in the promise, when Abraham is staggered not at the promise, it is not about cattle. It is not about silver or gold. In fact, let me tell you something. It is not just about Isaac, but it is about the promise, the covenant that God had with Abraham. So Abraham, the kind of faith that Abraham had is a faith that there is something about my life for the generations to come. So the faith Abraham had is not a selfish faith. You know why we know it's not a selfish faith? Was that when it now came to a point when God now said, sacrifice that son. Abraham did not say, this precious son. No, Abraham in his heart, he was ready to please God. So are we ready to please God in whatsoever circumstance that we are? That is faith. Faith is when you are ready, when you are willing to please God, when you don't care about any other thing that you have, but you are ready to please God. Abraham did not care about his family. I know that was the teaching of Jesus Christ. That whosoever will follow me, he must hate his father, hate his mother, hate his brother. Now the hate there is that you must prefer the Lord more than any other thing.